Back in March, I joined tenants who were struggling to pay their rent, calling on this government for rent relief. I joined small landlords who were struggling with their mortgages, asking this premier for support. But instead, this government rammed through a harmful piece of legislation, Bill 184, which not only ignored the plea of tenants and small landlords, but rather made it easier for big corporate landlords to evict people out of their homes. Throughout the months, we saw the premier stood in front of cameras and told people to just stay home, yet did nothing to support people who lost their income and were falling behind on their rent. Residents in apartment buildings like Teasdale and Barn Hill Apartments in my riding of Scarborough Southwest have been fighting for their homes for months. Now, after 9 months, we are in the middle of yet another lockdown in Ontario, and with Ontarians who have lost their income and on the brink of losing their homes. And this premier once again stood in front of cameras, Mr. Speaker, and told people to just stay home. Mr. Speaker, tenants across this province are being dragged to court for what is being called an eviction blitz, online hearings riddled with technical and technological accessibility challenges. There are about 50 evictions scheduled this week. How can this government, in good conscience, think that it is enough to tell people to just stay home with zero regard for the people who lost their income and now risk losing their homes in the middle of a lockdown? It is out of touch and it is cruel. Yesterday at Dentonia Park, I stood with residents who are facing the threat of eviction, calling on this government to end this cruelty. We're watching the very heart of this province, its people and businesses perish during the course of a pandemic because this government felt that it was more important to protect the interest of big corporate landlords than to prevent mass homelessness. Their lack of action in the beginning of the pandemic has put people in a desperate state, but it's never too late to do the right thing. So I'm begging this government to step up and provide relief for the people that desperately need it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.